If not the Tea Party, then what? I could be wrong. It happens. Not often, but it happens. The Tea Party, or the Democrats, or the Republicans, none of them, not libertarians, in my opinion, don't reflect the vast majority of Americans. They just don't. I think a lot of them are like me. Religion's not as big an issue. I think most of us would like to see fiscal conservatism, but social progressiveness. We want to see our citizens taken care of. We want to see unemployment down. We want to see people taken care of when it comes to health care. We want people to be healthy, to live full lives, to have a job, to have a roof over their heads, to be able to eat, to not live in poverty. Not really so tough to imagine, right? Well, that's the social end of it. Conservatively, though, I think what we'd all like to see is government spend less, and to spend it correctly. You know, there's no magic number that you can drop government spending to. There isn't. It comes down to what services should they provide, and how much does it cost to provide those services. The folks who get on the real conservative end of things, who tend to be socially conservative, have a problem there. And their problem is they want you to pay for everything. Like our story at the top where we talked about the firefighters and these folks who have to pay for it. They want you to pay for those services. They want you to pay for everything. But if anything that we should have learned over the last 4 or 5 years, when you privatize everything, we all end up paying for it. Somebody paid with their house. The fact of the matter is that whether you like it or not, there are some things that government is going to do better because it can regulate them. That's government's job, is to regulate those things that need regulation. When you do not properly regulate offshore drilling, you will have abuses of the system. Bribing of officials to falsify records to say that everything's hunky-dory on an oil rig when it's not. When you cut back regulations and allow banks to bet on both sides of a financial issue, promoting a fund that they know will eventually fail, and then betting that it will so that they make money when it does fail? Insurance companies who, as soon as you present some kind of a risk to them actually having to pay out, will drop your coverage. Or if you were already ill with something but change jobs, won't let you come onto their insurance because it's a pre-existing condition, including pregnancy. That's what happens. Those are the things we can regulate for. We don't need to micromanage, but we need to protect people. Now, let's go to the other side of it, though. We shouldn't be fiscally progressive. We shouldn't want to pay for everything. We should ask for an accounting of everything. Saw a great article. It's an idea being put together, and these guys want to present it to Congress. The basic idea is this: when you get your taxes, you should get a receipt from the federal government listing exactly how your tax money went out. When you go to a grocery store, when you go to a department store, when you go to an auto shop, they have to give you an itemized receipt of everything you paid for. You know what? I should get a receipt of everything I paid for with my taxes so that I can see where my money's going. I don't think the government will do that because they don't want you to know where your money's going. You'd be absolutely shocked at how little goes to some things that you'd think would be big and how much goes to things that make absolutely no sense. One of our biggest costs is actually the national debt. We pay more interest on that than we do on almost anything else. They should itemize it. We should be fiscally responsible, not loose. We should demand that we get our money's worth. That doesn't mean we don't have taxes. It means that the taxes go to something that makes sense, that creates jobs, creates better health environment for people, helps them get into homes, which creates more robust economies. If they lose a job, it helps protect them. These are all things that we can do with government, but that we have to do properly, efficiently. You can't privatize them because the purpose of a private corporation is to make money. Their job isn't to keep the cost down. Their job is to charge you as much as they can make. That's why you can't privatize. I was asked why I don't trust big business. It's not that I don't trust them. In fact, I trust them to do exactly what they are supposed to do. Make as much money as they can. That's the purpose of a business. That's what their shareholders expect. That's what investors expect. It's for a company to make as much money as it possibly can. That's what a business is. And that's why things that are public safety, public health, public welfare should not be in the hands of a private corporation. Because their interest in making money comes first. Everything else is below it. If they can cut costs without losing the business, they will. You know, maybe we need another party. I hate to say it that way. The Tea Party isn't it. The Tea Party started out about being about taxes. Now all of a sudden it's about religion. It's about coming back to a Christian nation, even though we're not. It's about, all the buildings that say, "In God we trust." "In God we trust" was not an official motto on money until the Eisenhower administration. "One nation, indivisible." The next line wasn't added until the 50s. This is a nation of tolerance. We shouldn't be putting religion into our political discussion. It doesn't belong there. What we need is people who have a genuine interest in this country and its well-being, who want to take care of their fellow citizens, but want government to do it responsibly, efficiently, cost-effectively. Who want people to have jobs so that they can pay the taxes that need to be paid and that can earn a decent living and support their families so that the rest of us don't. When wages don't increase with the cost of living, at some point people are going to start falling through the cracks because they can't make that next payment. We should be finding ways to ensure they can. That doesn't mean a handout. It may mean, how do we ensure that they can have jobs? We need to ensure that there's job creation. But we also need to ensure that people who want to work do work, and those who do not want to work, and there's a lot fewer than you think, don't work. And don't get paid for not working. Get the jobs to those who do. We need a new breed of people. You know, the Tea Party movement is just that. Unfortunately, it was usurped by the Republicans. They funded it, and now it's not what it used to be. It's not what it started out as, because I could get behind a little bit what they started with. I can't get behind where they are now. And I don't think most Americans can. Latest polls show that only 20% say they can. So most of us aren't Tea Party people. Most of us aren't happy with the folks who are running the show now, nor with the candidates that are in play. We can't get somebody else elected now. But maybe we should start working on the next round and find those people who want to do what's best for this country, not because their party says so, not because the corporations say so, but because it's the right thing to do. We'll be back.